Okay, start off just by introducing yourself.
Yeah, I'm Phoebe. I'm a junior, and I've been going to the slackline since I was a freshman. So yeah, year 3.
Hello, my name is Andrew.
My name is Peter.
Hi, my name is Kendall. I'm a senior here at SCSU.
I'm Joe, and I slackline.
I'm Joss, and I slackline.
I'm Gabe, and I also slackline.
My name is Dean. I also slackline.
One thing was I think I was slackline.
How did you first get into slacklining?
First time I got into slacklining, I was at the library and I looked out the window and I saw some people slacklining, I guess, and I walked up, thought it was interesting, took my cowboy boots off and got on and did really well the first time, so I thought that it was right to keep going.
I first got into slacklining with my friends Dean and Nolan. Dean came here first, and we would, freshman year, come here at night, and we'd put the slackline up at night, and I would practice slacking in the dark with just the 3 of us because it was less intimidating. So then I could come back during the day and be like on my game.
The typical slackline scene is everybody. Yeah, I feel like there's people come from all different walks of life. People just walk up and want to try it out, and really loving it. Usually a lot of people have some climbing background, but I don't know, we welcome everybody. And I think that's what makes it really special for me too.
There we go.
Are you coming up here too?
My first time I ever came to the slackline during the day, there was a hacky sack tournament going on, and there was like 15 of us just like hacky sacking back and forth for hours. And at the end, we took it all the way over into the quad, and then the girls had their grad photos going on. They were like popping champagne and then like throwing out whole bottles of champagne.
We would go into the recycling bins and get the champagne that people would use for their graduation, and we'd take it out of the trash can and we were drinking champagne and playing hacky sack. It was a good day.
We rigged this really high and long slack line that went across the whole turtle pond, and we zip lined down it.
We get up to a lot of like various shenanigans.
I don't know how long the communal line has been around.
The communal line was around for 6 years.
Really?
Yeah.
6 years! No names you were on it.
We're getting to that.
We're getting to it.
We're getting to that. Could you tell me what happened to the communal slackline?
So the communal slackline had a very designated location.
We have a little hiding place that we would put the communal slack line in its bag, and we would leave it there every day so anyone could just walk up, grab it, and set it up. We didn't need anyone else out here to do that.
And one day it went missing from that location. It was a really sad day.
It got stolen.
Somebody stole it! He stole it from me!
We got robbed.
I don't know exactly what happened to it. I don't know if anyone does. We think maybe someone stole it, or maybe maintenance, like on the grounds, took it, but it disappeared and never came back. But it has since then been replaced with other slack lines, but definitely doesn't hold the same sentimental value that the first did.
It's been around for 6 years, yeah, and like I guess it was like a staple, or you were like, it was like, yeah, like a staple and a goal to really cross that communal line there and back without falling. And it's like once you've done that, you're like, oh my god, like you feel like such like accomplishment, and you get to write your name on the slack line. So there are a bunch of names on the slack line.
Mine is on there.
Exactly, yeah. All of our names are on there. It's really cool.
If you could say something to the person who stole slackline, what would you say?
Why? Like, it was here for everybody. You didn't need to steal it. You could have just borrowed it any time you wanted.
Definitely selfish, didn't think about the whole community and who it would affect, and it definitely had an effect. So maybe just think about your actions next time.
Fuck you! I wanted to distort that on the mic.
I would say that it had so many memories and so much good energy And I think that they're probably underestimating the impact that it had on a lot of people's lives, and that they should give it back.
You could kind of immediately tell the difference. The next week, nobody rigged. There was nobody out the whole next week. And even the week after, only a couple of days, maybe 1 or 2 people rigged. It kind of, it bummed everybody out. Nobody was able to come here without having to bring a slackline with them from home. So it was like a deterrence from actually even wanting to rig, because, hauling all that stuff to campus is tough.
It used to be like the 2-inch being up would attract people to come to the area, because there will always be people willing to teach you, and so we just like have new people coming in all the time, and then more often than not that new person would turn into a familiar face. So without having that 2-inch up to like attract people to the area, it's been a little bit more dead and a little bit harder to get people to come back and congregate, which is so sad.
The beginners is like what fosters the community, because they are the people that are going to keep it going. They're the people that are getting stoked on it, because most of us are here for 4 or 5-ish years, and after some people leave and people kind of go different directions, the people who are starting out and learning are the ones that are going to keep that stoke alive.
They lost a lot of trust with the community, especially like people that we would invite over to slackline with, thinking that they could have done it. So we got a locker. We put a lock on it now.
It is limiting though, with it being in a locker, because we don't obviously want it to get stolen again. So we kind of have to limit who knows the code to get it, which is unfortunate, but I think there's enough people here who are stoked about it and want to keep it going. So.
What does slacklining mean to you?
Slacklining to me is a huge mental release. It was something that brought me a lot of clarity, made me get outside of my mind and into my body. It was a challenge, like a daily thing of how can I get better. It's a community aspect of not only seeing friends go on and do higher levels of it and achieve and do so well, but also just it's a way to get people outside and feet in the ground and letting loose a little bit and tapping kind of more into that playful energy, which is really important.
Do you think the slackline community will ever bounce back to how it was before?
I definitely do. I know I found Facebook posts of slackers here at SDSU from like 10 years ago. So I know it goes way back, and I know it'll come back. I mean, it does, like on good weather days or days where someone happens to text in a group chat and say, oh, we've got this lineup or that lineup, people come back. So it's far from dead.
There's not one way to do it. There's tons of different ways and forms of slacklining that anyone can learn, and it's really just a beautiful community of people, and it's fun. So I love it.
It's always a good day to come up and ask to try the slackline, and it's not hard to learn, and that it's so much more than just being able to balance on a little strip of fabric. It's so much more than that, so everybody should try it.
Slacklining itself is an amazing sport and can help you in so many different ways, and also showcases the uniqueness of every single person. But in all, it really brings together a lot of different people, which I think is really, really cool. And it's provided me with like friends that I will never lose and will always want to keep